Hey guys, how is everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. For those of you who are new to the channel, make sure you hit that thumbs up and also subscribe to stay updated on all things happening in the world of reality TV. Today we're talking about a show that has been getting a lot of buzz lately, Toya and Regina, and specifically the drama surrounding Toya Johnson-Rushing and her family. Now, if you're familiar with Toya, you know that she's remarried and has been navigating life with her husband, Red, and their daughter, Regina. For those of you who haven't caught up with the show, Toya and Regina follows the lives of Toya, her mother, Nita, and her daughter, Regina, along with the other family members, including her brothers. It's a family-centered reality show, but things have gotten a bit complicated recently. And there's a lot to unpack here. Toya's brother Walter has come forward with some pretty shocking allegations about the show, the family, and the money, or lack thereof, when it comes to the family's involvement. Let's start with the video that really made waves. In this particular video, Walter opened up about feeling disrespected and left out. He made it clear that he hasn't been getting any visits or money from Toya or anyone in the family. What's even more surprising is how he expressed himself. Walter, who has always seemed to be the calm and collected one in the family, said that he wasn't asking for handouts, but he did feel that his work and his story weren't being properly acknowledged or compensated. The way he delivered this message left a lot of people wondering what's really going on behind the scenes of the show. He said, "Stop putting it like I'm coming out here with my hand out. I ain't using nobody up out here. I'm not scamming or finessing anyone." And from what he said, it sounds like he's been doing a lot on his own to build something for himself, yet he feels like his family isn't giving him the support he deserves. He was also pretty open about his challenges, especially when it comes to his criminal past and how hard it is to get hired. He expressed frustration over how his family, especially Toya, hasn't really been there for him the way he thought they would. What struck me as even more surprising is how Walter pointed out that, despite his efforts, Toya wasn't offering him the support he needed. He even mentioned a book he wrote, which was endorsed by his family, but the financial support didn't follow. He said, "I dropped that book in 2017 and I wasn't home to do book signings, but when I got out, I expected my family to back me up, especially Toya." But, according to him, that support didn't come through. Instead, he felt like he was left to fend for himself. It's clear that there's a lot of unresolved tension within this family. Walter's frustration is understandable, but it also paints a picture of what might be happening behind the scenes. We only see what the cameras show us, but it seems like the real story, the family dynamics, and the financial dealings are a lot more complicated than we've been led to believe. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Walter's allegations have sparked a wider conversation, and now Toya's name is being dragged through the mud on social media. People are asking, where's the money? Why isn't her family getting paid for their time on the show? As a viewer, it makes you wonder, why is Toya doing this show, showcasing her family's drama, but not properly compensating the people who are making it interesting? Some comments on social media have said, "Y'all selling a family story, but they're not getting paid. Toya and Nita aren't entertaining without them." And I think there's some truth to that. While Toya and Regina are the faces of the show, it's the rest of the family that really adds the flavor. We see their personal lives, struggles, and interactions, which is what keeps viewers engaged. But if they're not getting paid, is that fair? Now, let's dive deeper into the conversation around Toya and her family's finances. Her husband, Red, also weighed in on the situation. According to him, he sat down and reviewed the contracts for the show. He even went as far as to say that he saw the deposits and the payment details. Red confirmed that everyone on the show, including Toya, was paid. But here's the twist. He said that Toya received $1 million payout for the show. The catch? She didn't tell him about it. Red said, "How you get $1 million and you ain't tell your husband?" Now, this is starting to sound like a messy situation. Red seems upset, and rightfully so. If Toya's making that kind of money, why wouldn't she share it with her family? Or at the very least, communicate openly about it. According to Red, the budget was tight and the producers were bringing in other people, but when it came to his own pay, he was told that the money wasn't enough. Now, let's shift gears a bit and address the emotional side of things. Walter said, "When my mama wanted to, When my family wanted to have a reg and no, ain't nobody could have did nothing to stop it. This statement gives us a glimpse into the emotional toll that this situation has had on him. Losing two brothers is a huge trauma, and it seems like Walter feels like he's being left out of the healing process. The whole family has been through a lot, and yet Walter feels that his efforts and his struggles are being overlooked. Let's talk about the implications of this situation for Toya's family. Her relationship with her siblings, especially her brother Walter, is clearly strained. But it's not just about money. It's also about the emotional connections and support they need. As Walter mentioned, Toya's mother has always protected her children, even when things were tough. But now, it seems like that protection is starting to backfire. Walter feels like he's been neglected and that his contributions aren't being valued. The tension is real, and it's no surprise that he's speaking out. Toya, on the other hand, has defended her actions. In an interview with Carlos King, she explained that she's been financially supporting her mother for years. She shared how she's bought cars for her brothers, put money on their books when they were incarcerated, and helped out in numerous ways. Toya made it clear that her support for her family has been extensive, but it also seems like it's taken a toll on her. She expressed that she feels unappreciated and that no matter what she does, it's never enough. This situation raises some important questions about family dynamics, financial support, and boundaries. Toya's frustration with her siblings is understandable, but so is Walter's. It seems like both sides are coming from a place of hurt and disappointment. The challenge here is finding a way to communicate and address these issues without airing the family's dirty laundry on social media. We're all familiar with the saying, family is everything, but what happens when the people who are supposed to have your back are the ones causing the most stress? That's the situation Toya finds herself in now. She's trying to navigate her career, her marriage, and her relationship with her family, but the pressure is mounting. In some ways, it feels like Toya is trying to do the right thing by helping her family, but at the same time, her family is pointing fingers and demanding more from her. As for Regina, her relationship with her mother and the rest of the family is complicated. It's clear that there are some underlying issues with respect and boundaries. In some moments, it seems like Regina is caught between loyalty to her mother and her own desire for independence. But when you're in the spotlight like she is, it can be hard to maintain a balance between family obligations and personal growth. So, where does this leave us? The drama surrounding Toya and her family is far from over. There are still a lot of questions left unanswered, and the tension between family members is only growing. Will Toya continue to support her family financially? Will Walter and the rest of the family get the compensation they feel they deserve? And most importantly, will Toya and her family find a way to work through their issues without letting the public spectacle tear them apart? That's all I've got for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the situation with Toya and her family? Do you think they should be more transparent about their finances? Should they have handled things differently? As always, I look forward to hearing your thoughts.